Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today to learn more about the MS in Marketing program. So, to get started, let me introduce myself. So, my name is Liz. I am the MS in Marketing recruiter. I'm joined today by my colleague, the Director of Recruitment, Richard James. So I'm going to be sharing with you a lot of information. We are going to talk about Atlanta. We are located in the city of Atlanta. We're also going to talk about Georgia State University. The Robinson College of Business is within Georgia State University. So we are going to talk about the university as a whole. Then we're going to talk about the MS in Marketing program, the curriculum, the program structure, the financial, how much it's going to cost, and then we're going to talk about the application process. So let's get started. I'm going to give it to Richard to get you started. Take it away, Richard.
Thanks, Liz. I appreciate you handing it over to me, and welcome again, everybody. I'm thrilled that you're here to learn a little bit about Robinson and kind of what we do and how we do it. And I think it starts really at the core of the city of Atlanta. Location is everything, especially when it comes to marketing. And I think Atlanta gives you access to one of the most dynamic business ecosystems in the U.S. When you think about Atlanta being home to several Fortune 500 and Fortune 1000 companies, it just creates this abundance of opportunities for networking, for internships, for career growth, especially when it comes to marketing, right? And so when you think about the corporate innovation centers that we have, where students can kind of work alongside various different brands, developing new marketing campaigns and strategies. I'm thinking about like our case competitions that we do with Stellantis, and I think we've had Equifax to come in and do some things. It just gives you an opportunity to really put into kind of real life scenarios, just give you an opportunity to be able to exercise some of those new muscles that you're developing in the classroom in kind of this safe space, right? And so being in downtown Atlanta, um, I kind of look at Atlanta as one of those growing cities. It's not a New York or an LA per se, but when you talk about that next tier of cities that's still growing kind of in that grassroots area, we've been a frequent destination for a lot of people that are moving and trying to grow in their career. I think it's one of the reasons why we've maintained our role as having the busiest airport in the world. So I think that attraction is saw or is seen by a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. For graduate students, it gives more opportunities for the like global exposure, kind of making it a launch pad for your marketing career. When we think about the marketing ecosystem, everyone's trying to sell something. Everybody has to have a brand now. Everyone wants to showcase the latest innovation, or concept that they have. And so I think if you were to tell me, or if you were to ask me, several years ago, like, where do you want to, if I'm a young professional, if I'm trying to pivot to a new career, where do you want to start? I would be hard pressed to say that there's another city with the resources, with the capabilities that you have here in Atlanta, because it is still growing. So I think that's really at the core of what we're doing. We're in the center of a major business district in Buckhead, and then our main campus being in downtown Atlanta. So just a very short commute away. There's just a lot of opportunities to really grow your career here. Kind of piggybacking on that, is this community aspect, right? I think when you talk about why people go to graduate school, why people have to reinvent themselves or learn new skills, it really starts at the business landscape. And, you see this smattering of logos on the screen here, but they're all reinventing how they're doing things from a marketing perspective, how they're attracting new talent in the workforce, how they go about talking about what they specialize in. And so when we think about this community engagement piece, something that's remained central for Robinson is this concept that no one gets you closer to business than Robinson. And I think that's a huge advantage. Our partnerships with, well-known brands like Delta and Coca-Cola, UPS, Home Depot, that really allows, marketing students to learn from and work with leaders in branding and advertising and digital marketing. And so when you're thinking about these things, and I could have filled up this entire page with our partnerships and our community partners that we really try to collaborate with when it comes to the development of the curriculum, what we're teaching in the classroom, that those things aren't done in a silo. We work with these industry partners so that one, you're at the forefront on where marketing's going in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now. And so we want to make sure that our curriculum is equipping you with the skills to be successful once you graduate. Because as we know, and Liz will probably talk about shortly, this is a 1 year program. And so we want to make sure those skills that you're learning now are going to be relevant when you're ready to go into the workforce. Outside of that, the other advantage about being within this downtown community is that we're able to bring in some of these industry executives into the classroom, right? And so when you think about case studies, when you think about real world projects, when you think about campaign critiques, there's opportunities that you have to create discussions, to create case studies and presenting it to these executives. We've had students to get job opportunities from things like that. So you want to take advantage of those type of opportunities where you get FaceTime with key players in various different companies as you progress through the program. One of the other things that our marketing students can engage in these kind of tangible portfolio pieces where you work on these projects, and so you start developing your own brand, kind of your own portfolio. Like, hey, I've done this in this class. When I worked in uh, consumer analytics or buyer behavior. When you start taking some of these classes and you start working on these projects, you could start putting together your own portfolio so that when by the time you're ready to graduate, you have a case of projects and campaigns that you've worked on so that you can showcase that to your potential employer in the future. These are things that you want to kind of take advantage of while you're going through the program so that one, you kind of understand what you're learning and how to apply it. But then two, you also get an opportunity to just perform in that safe space, right? Because you can refine your skill as you're going along in that program. And so kind of wrapping up, the other thing about Robinson, we talked about being in the heart of Atlanta. We talked about our business partnerships, but now I really want to kind of hit at the core, right? Let's talk about the school a little bit. When you think about Robinson, the evolution and what we've been able to accomplish as a college, that can't be understated, right? We're one of the largest institutions in the Southeast. We have one of the largest alumni bases out there, and so you'd be hard pressed to find another college with as many alumni as we have, right? And so when we think about the 18 programs that we have now, we just launched a new interdisciplinary studies program in accounting and data science. You see those rankings, and I'm not a big rankings person, to be honest with you, but um, I think rankings do hold value in that it can tell you the quality of the instructors, the professors that are teaching in these classes, and their outcomes. That's where I think rankings really hold its value. And so for us, if you're into rankings, you can see, all of our programs, and we list all of our programs because that's also important for you because you're still talking about your professional network. We have our MBA, we have our information systems and our marketing program, but you're a part of a larger, graduate community. And so when you're building out your professional network, you want just because you're in the marketing program, you're still going to need to network with the technical people and information systems. You want to talk to the MBA students, you want to talk to the real estate students because you're growing your professional brand. Marketing really encompasses everything. So you see, it shouldn't be understated that our marketing program is ranked number 7 in the US. So if you're into that kind of thing, and so I think that's a testament to the program curriculum and the relevance. And I'm also thinking about how, we're a research driven based institution, right? We're an R1 institution, which really is important for you because one, we are sound in our curriculum, right? And so we're at the forefront of innovation. We're at the forefront on where marketing's going, the same way we're at the forefront of where information systems is going, and MBA and business administration. So as we talk about evolution, and if we've learned from our history, there's things can change so rapidly, right? And so you want to be a part of an institution that, one, is equipped to navigate those changes, and two, is in a position to help you to learn these new skills and to be relevant as we're evolving. You see how rapidly artificial intelligence is changing, how we do business and how tasks are completed. And so we wanted to have that infusion into all of our programs. And so we have been working on that. Our graduates are prepared for, high demand roles in brand management, digital strategy, marketing analytics. Like we can go through the entire employment report because there's so many roles that you can take on within the marketing industry. And so we want to make sure that our students that are in the marketing program are prepared for those type of roles um, into and beyond the next 5 to 10 years. And so lastly, one of the things that I'm personally most proud of is this infographic here, right? Um, when we talk about, um, the importance of where you study, being in downtown Atlanta, who are your community partners, who is the school, this slide really talks about, you, right? This is our learning community, and you see we have almost 1,300 graduate students, near parity as far as male female distribution. But then that 30% international number, I think, as we think about how interconnected our world is, it's important to have a global perspective. What better way to get a global perspective than having a global classroom? And so that's why I'm really proud of this. Being an alumni myself, I can remember the invigorating conversations, with some of my classmates that are across seas, and so I think that's really important. But so when you look at this slide, what I would rather you think about too is not just diversity from a cultural or gender perspective, but I also want you to think about diversity of thought as well, right? Because we're not requiring everyone to come from a business undergrad program. Because what we found, and I think this is one of the reasons why we continue to be one of the most innovative universities in the country, is that we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have engineers, we have teachers, we have arts background, all in the program, and all in our across our graduate portfolio. And so when you think about that, and what we're trying to do with graduate school is we're trying to solve real current problems, right? And so a teacher is not going to approach a marketing problem, the same way a graphic designer would. Someone who's been in the consumer analytics and the analytics fields, they don't approach problem solving the same way someone with a non-quantitative background does. And so when you get all of those people within the same classroom, you're able to challenge one another in a positive way so that we get the best solutions. And so that's really what I want you to take from this slide. You see the more than 60 different countries, and the more than 50% historically excluded populations. I think this is just really a testament to we have a good understanding of the population of students that we serve and how to help them to succeed. Um, Marketing is an ever evolving, consumer driven field. And I think our program's community reflects that marketplace. It's diverse, it's connected, and it's globally engaged. So, if you're going to be studying marketing, I think this is a great place for you to really thrive in. And so, I hope I was able to share just a little bit about Robinson, a little bit about us and what we do. But I hope I'm going to turn it back over to Liz. But I look forward to welcoming you to our graduate community. If there's anything that I can answer or be of service, feel free to reach out. But thank you so much, and back to you, Liz.
Thank you so much, Richard. So, now let's get started with learning more about the MS in marketing. So here we have your entire team that's dedicated to your success in the marketing program. So from the left to right is the entire team that's going to be here with you throughout the entire time. So from the left is going to be the faculty director, that's Dr. Alak Sabu. Then you have the recruiter who's here from the moment that you express interest to the program to the moment that you get admitted, and that's myself. I'm Liz Rivera. Then you have the student engagement team that's here to help with your graduate student experience. You also have the career advancement team that's here to help you with your career experience or your career success after the program. And then your academic advisor that will help you in your class registration. So, as a part of our program, you are going to gain valuable expertise. You're going to gain a comprehensive understanding of essential marketing topics. So, specifically, digital and data driven marketing. So, not just the creative piece of it or the social media piece of it, but really the analytics that come along with the marketing program. You're going to solve organizations' marketing problems through the curriculum. So that you're gonna really solve the real world problems. So you see all those organizations on the right, you're gonna be solving their problems. So in addition to graduating with your degree, you're also gonna graduate with two certificates in brand and customer management, as well as a digital and social media marketing. You're not going to be taking any additional classes or paying anything additionally. to get these certificates. Now, you are going to be able to have the opportunity to deep dive into analytics if you want to by doing a dual degree with the MS in Analytics program if you would like to. Now, if you are full time, you can work while you learn. We make that possible. You can work in the evening and take your classes. That's something that is available to you. And then, like I said, the businesses on the right side, those that are just some of the businesses that have joined us in the classroom, and that's either by providing speakers or just some experiential learning opportunities. So let's get into the MSN marketing format. The format of this program is that it is a cohort experience. So it means that everyone that we admit into the full 2026 cycle will all follow the same coursework and the same requirements throughout the program. So this is a 1 year format. We admit in the fall only. So you will be completing 10 courses, each 3 credit hours, for a total of 30 credit hours. Courses are all held in the Education Center in Buckhead, and your classes will be Monday and Wednesday evening from 5:30 to 9:45. Now, these classes are going to be once a week. Now, I know that sounds like a really long day, especially if you're working full time, but remember that we cater to working professionals. So we do understand that you've had a long day and you're probably tired. So we are working hard to make sure that classes are going to be engaging, and we're making sure that you're not just sitting there listening to a lecture. So you're going to be working on projects, engaging in discussions and group work. So we make sure that classes are very engaging and that they help you maintain your attention in the classroom. So now let's go deeper into the curriculum. So here's how we make that 1 year format happen. This is how the entire breakdown of the curriculum. These are the 10 courses that I discussed earlier. So how we make it down, how we make it happen in a year is through the process of mini-mester. So the typical traditional semester lasts about 16 weeks. A mini-mester compresses the semester and lasts about 6 weeks. So a course is compressed into an 8-week time frame. So for the fall semester, you will take marketing management and buyer behavior for the first 8 weeks. So let's say from August to October, Monday and Wednesday, you would take marketing management and buyer behavior. That's fall mini master one. Fall mini master two, you will take marketing research and customer relationship marketing Monday, Wednesday from 5:30 to 9:45 from let's say October to December. Then the spring begins, spring mini master one, which is let's say January to March. You'll take data-driven marketing and digital and social media marketing for spring mini semester one, Monday, Wednesday from 5:30 to 9:45 p.m. Again, once a week. Each class is once a week, 5:30 to 9:45. Spring mini semester two, so let's say March to end of May. You'll be taking Monday social media analytics, 5:30 to 9:45. Wednesday social media intelligence, 5:30 to 9:45. And then the summer classes is product management and applied marketing strategy. And that's your entire curriculum. And you graduate again with your master's in marketing as well as your 2 certificates. So in addition, we also like to show you that you have additional support services that are available to you. So we do have the graduate financial aid services that do help you understand the cost of the program. They can help you with your payment schedule if you want to set up any payment schedules, help you with any financial or loan opportunities. They can help you learn your tuition breakdown. You can email them. That's the best way to contact them at rcbfinancialaid@gsu.edu. If you're an international student, your best, it is best to contact the International Student Scholar Services. They're going to be your go-to for anything related to your visa or your I-20. They can also provide estimates for living expenses. Please, their best resource is their website at isss.gsu.edu. They can best be contacted at isss@gsu.edu. Now, if you are a veteran, we do have some veteran resources available also at GSU that can help you navigate your VA benefits, which could include your GI Bill or your any military scholarships or any loans that could be available to you as a vet. So you can visit our website. We do have a website. It's military.gsu.edu, or you can email arborone@gsu.edu. Think that might have changed. So always the most up to date is at military.gsu.edu. Always check that first. So let's take a look at how much it costs to attend the MS in marketing program. How much is this investment going to cost for you? Here we have the most up-to-date tuition. And again, these can change every year. So please visit our website for the most up-to-date tuition. If you are an in-state student, so a Georgia resident, the entire cost of the program is $38,438. If you're an out-of-state student, it is $46,589. If you are an international or out of country, it is $47,941. Keep in mind there's an application fee to apply to the program is about $50. And there's a seat deposit. So once admitted to reserve your seat, and it is non-refundable. So if you deposit and decide you don't want to go, or if you deposit and then defer, you cannot get this deposit back. It is non-refundable. It's $250. Now, remember, there's some other student fees that you may have to pay, as well as health insurance coverage that are also added on. Now, usually when I talk about tuition, the next question is often, what are some ways or what are some financial opportunities that can help me cover my tuition? So any scholarships or anything that could help. So we do have graduate assistantship opportunities that can help partially cover the cost of the program. Um, these are the highest awards that we offer. They can partially cover the program, roughly around 30%. They do require you to work about 12 to 16 hours a week, and they do give you a small stipend. It's about 5,000 per semester. So roughly a few hundred a month. Now, there are some scholarships that you can browse. There's some within the Robinson College of Business as well as some within the university as a whole. Now, there are also some educational loans, whether they're federal student aid, grad plus loans, or private education loans. And you can, again, reach out to our graduate student financial services team, and they can help you navigate all of those. And they can be reached again at rcbfinancialaid@gsu.edu. Now, the MS in marketing does have departmental graduate assistantship. So there's two ways to get a graduate assistantship, and I'm so happy that I'm discussing this here with you. You can get a graduate assistantship with your admissions decision, or if you don't get one with your admissions decision, you can apply to them separately. So with your admissions decision, essentially what we're looking at is we're looking at a strong applicant. So it is awarded with your admission. Now, if you do not get one with your admissions decision, you would have to go and search Handshake for any available graduate assistantship within the university. Again, this would still apply a partial tuition waiver to the MS in marketing program. There's no full tuition waiver to the MS in marketing program. If any other place at Georgia State tells you that they have a full tuition waiver, it will still apply as a partial tuition waiver to the MS in marketing program. Always confirm with the graduate student financial services whenever you've been awarded any graduate assistantship. But again, if you're not awarded one with your admissions decision, again, you can always apply to any through Handshake, which is our job portal. So let's take a look at our career outcomes. So being a part of Robinson College of Business, you do get access to our career department or career services. And they have this market ready to-do list, which prepares you, I should say, for career success. They have 3 stages, which is your pre-work, your job search prep, and your go-to-market. And this helps you get ready to go into the field. Now, for our employment statistics, we have 100% employed within 3 months, which is great, with a top quartile average salary of about 117,000. For those students that are coming to us already employed, they see a bump of about 43% in their salary, with an average time to pay back investment of about 2.3 years, which is great. And now for our students graduating, these are the employers that we've seen um, that have hired our students, and these are the titles in which they go in. So basically, it's a range of titles that our MS in marketing have been hired as, whether they're data scientists, advertising, marketing, social media sales director, a range of different things. Now that we talked about the curriculum, the financial structure, the career outcomes, let's talk about the application process. So here we have the entire application process for you. So first, there's an application fee. Again, it's $50. Now, GRE or GMAT scores we do not require. However, if you feel like you maybe had a low GPA or maybe you want to prove something like your quantitative ability, you can you can upload a GRE or GMAT. We do have the option to upload it. I do not recommend uploading any GRE or GMAT scores if you have not done well. Always wait to see your scores before you upload them. If you are thinking about taking the GRE GMAT, we like to see above 300 for the GRE and above a 600 for a GMAT, and basically above 50% verbal and 50% quant. We do require transcripts and degree certificates. Now, for the review process, we can review your application with unofficial transcripts, and we do require transcripts from all universities attended. So if you've attended multiple universities, we will require all the unofficial transcripts and essentially, if admitted, official transcripts from all universities attended. If you are an international student, we will require transcripts be translated into English. We do have a team that will evaluate your transcripts. So you do not have to get a transcript evaluation unless our team requests one. So I would say submit your transcripts first, and if our team will require one, they will reach out to you and request a transcript evaluation if you're an international student. Now, we do require a personal statement. We do have a prompt. The prompt typically requests for you to talk about your short-term goals, long-term goals, why the Robinson College of Business, why the specific program. Make sure to be as detailed as possible. Um, Make sure you proofread your personal statement. Make sure someone else proofreads your personal statement. I can tell you how many times I've read essays with the wrong college. So make sure someone takes a look at your personal statement. Now, make sure you attach your resume. We want to see all of your leadership experience, volunteer experience. Make sure to add dates. Make sure to add if it's full-time, part-time, volunteer. Letters of recommendation are not required, but they are optional. If you are going to attach a letter of recommendation, I always recommend either attaching one from a supervisor or one from a previous professor. Last but not least, you will have to do a video interview. The video interview is a self-recording of you. It's going to be 5 minutes in which you will answer 4 questions. You will have 3 attempts for each, 3 attempts for the 4 questions, or I'm sorry, 3 attempts in which you answer the 4 questions. But with each attempt, you get 4 new questions. Make sure you're in a quiet area. Make sure you're dressed professional. This is a business school interview. Um, so yeah, these are all the requirements. I think this is a pretty easy, straightforward application process. Here we have our fall 2025 application deadlines. If you are viewing this for fall 2026, they tend to mimic these for all of the other deadlines. You can go on our website to view our most up-to-date. If you apply by a certain date, you should get your decision by a certain date. The sooner you apply, the better chances that you have for any funding. If you're an international student, just make sure you apply by our round three deadline. So a few key takeaways, make sure you complete your application early. Another thing is the MSN marketing is a cohort. So they do start 1 week prior to the Georgia State General Campus. So make sure that if you're an international student, make sure that you show that on your official I-20. Be prepared and review application rounds and plan accordingly. Um, Contact current students, chat about their experience. Make sure this is an investment for you. Make sure that this is the right choice for you as well. So we do have that option for you to chat with our current students if you like to. And you can scan that QR code if you like to chat with current students. So with that, we're all set. Thank you for joining us today. Hopefully I'll see you in the next fall cycle.